And joining us right now in our premier Chevrolet of Carlsbad fan hotline is the manager. He'd be part of management, right? Bob Melvin is with us here on 97.3 The Fan. Bob, it's good to have you back on. Welcome back to another season. Sorry about the loss last night, but you can see the excitement for Padres baseball.
Oh, yes, we can feel it. So, like you said, it was a little disappointing last night, but move on to today and get our first W, hopefully. So, appreciate you having me on.
It's our pleasure. You're definitely not on the hot seat just yet. I definitely overdid it yesterday. I wasn't feeling myself this morning, Bob. But no, is there a message? I mean, these guys are pros. All these guys, to a man, they're pros. They know this game and this season is so stinking long. 161 of these regular season games to go. Everybody, I'm assuming, still in very jovial and happy spirits.
Yeah, it's all about the day, right? So, you lost, you move on to the next day. You have a win, you move on to the next day. So, it's the great thing about baseball is no matter what happens, you have to post up the next day, and our expectations don't change at all.
What did you think of Blake Snell's performance last night, Bob? I mean, I'm sure you'd take 9 strikeouts against 1 walk from any pitcher any day of the week. But as we've seen with Blake, sometimes that pitch count gets up a little bit higher and doesn't go as deep into the game as you might want him to.
Yeah, just a little bit. When he had to make pitches, he did.
Yep.
So, that's a good thing. You'll see velocities ramp up. Certainly early in the season, we're going to take it a little easier as far as pitch counts go, and really even a little uncomfortable with 93 pitches and 4+. So, the stuff was good. He's going to, get the command a little bit better each and every time out. That's what the early season's about, and he kept us in the game during his portion.
Talking to Padres skipper Bob Melvin here on Ben and Woods this morning. I watched last night. It couldn't help but hurt my heart for Tapia coming in, giving up 2 bombs back to back. As a human being, you watch it, you're like, yeah, I want to get those outs as a Padres fan, but nobody wants that to be their debut. And you think about Robert Suarez's debut last night. We all know what kind of season he had. What did you say to him after the game?
You know what? Just pat him on the back when he came out of the game. I'm sure he was stunned. You look at his performance in spring training
Yes.
And basically gave up nothing, was out 5 minutes at a time. He was so efficient. So, you give up a homer and that gets your attention. You give up another one, and then you kind of have to collect your thoughts again and get back to doing what you're doing. His command was better after that.
Yep.
We needed 2 innings out of him, which we got last night. So, he'll be better next time out.
Yeah, I'm not trying to throw out any excuses, but the Rockies hit three home runs. They are all wall scrapers. First row, they hit hard, line drives, fine. Matt Carpenter's ball, I was sure was a go-ahead 3-run home run. From your perspective as well, I mean, you had to think that one was gone.
Well, that's a tough part of the park
Yeah.
to go out of, especially when it's a little bit cold and a little damp air last night. It was good sound off the bat, and you had a good feeling, but I think there were better chances over in the corners, like where they hit him out last night. So yeah, I mean, look, he got a good swing on it. Just like anything last night, it just didn't seem like it was our day. So that one fell a little bit short, but he put a good swing on it for sure.
So I know where you're not going to tell us, but you've got a lefty on the bump tonight. I liked the Trent Grisham move into. I know it probably makes you very happy to hear that we agree with you, Bob, but we love the Trent Grisham in the leadoff spot last night. And he looks like he's really turning it around. And I wanted to ask you, with Tatis being out, who do you like at the top of your order? Just hypothetically, if there's a lefty on the bump.
No, it'll be Bogarts tonight.
Oh, nice.
So, we're just trying to get, our top righties up there as quickly as you can against the lefty. Trent's going to be leading off quite a bit, especially against righties here. Got us off to a good start with a double. He had a great spring. He's feeling good about himself. Actually has pretty good numbers too. I think he's got 3 home runs off Freeland today too. So he'll be in a little bit more of a production spot farther down. But it's going to look a little different tonight. Cruz is going to be in there. Zokar is going to be in there. And Bogey will lead off tonight.
Yeah, you didn't use your bench at all last night, and obviously a couple of those guys, as you mentioned, Nelson Cruz, Jose Azocar, are going to get a start, so you're going to use everybody. But as you look at how it's kind of constructed, how do you sort of envision the depth being used here?
Yeah, last night if they went to, and they have 3 left-handers in the bullpen, if they went to a lefty, we'd have had some other options. But it was all right-handed last night. We also want to be able to our guys to have we have some faith in them too. But we do have some matchups we'll use over the course of the game, and we like to get everybody in there and involved in the first series. So you'll see a little different complement. You'll probably see Odor and Camposano the next night, and we want to get everybody involved. So I think it's important coming out of spring training when everybody's had a lot of consistent at-bats so that they continue to get some at-bats so they don't sit around too long.
I mean, look at this. Breaking news on Ben and Woods this morning, talking to Padres skipper Bob Melvin. Your overarching thoughts on what was, again, a new way to manage yesterday. You have things and you've been working on it in spring training, the pitch clock. How did everybody feel? Did anybody say anything? What were your thoughts as somebody that's played baseball for a long time and managed baseball for a long time? Completely different game now. And how did you feel about it?
Yeah, it's spring training. We got a feel for it. There's obviously a little more intensity and a little more focus on it on the first game, in the regular season. So, your guys get in the box. You're always looking at that clock, make sure they're looking at the hitter, or looking at the pitcher with, before 8 seconds. And you don't want anything, like a strike three to happen in that fashion. So we're all still getting used to it. I mean, baseball's, historically the only timeless game. There's no clock involved, and now all of a sudden there is. So it's a pretty dramatic change. I think early parts of the game, it seemed pretty smooth. We'll see once, you get into the later innings and really important at bats and times when pitchers try to slow things down and times when hitters step out of the box to, gather their thoughts as well in big spots. We'll see how that goes going forward here.
One other change that you didn't really get a chance to work on in the spring because you don't do replay in the Cactus League. I know that they've been asking, you got to make a decision faster now on those replays. There was one on a double play, an inning ender that I know you were kind of looking in and the umpire was looking at you. Is there a little more pressure on you to make that decision quicker on a potential replay challenge?
Well, you have to throw your hand up quicker. Before you had like 10 seconds to even have to throw up your hand. Now you have to do it right away. We'll see how the umpires are handling it too, and then you only have 15 seconds. So, the pressure really isn't on me. It's the guys in the video room that have to come up with a decision that much quicker. Sometimes you don't even get to super slow-mo till around that 15-second mark. So I think what they're trying to do is take out, originally, replay was for the egregious play that's missed or a big play in the game. It got to the point where, you're looking at fractions of millimeters where you're making calls on. And I don't think that was in the spirit of it originally. So I think they're trying to take away some of those and make it a little bit tougher. But, it seems like it's a different process every year as far as the timing goes, but it's the guys in the video room that is going to have a little tougher time.
And Ryan Christensen too. He needs to be ready when you does he just stand by the phone with one hand on it, ready to go just in case? Because you saw it last night. Matt Carpenter hits the glove and he looks to the dugout and he's like, "That I hit the glove," and the umpires go, "No, I didn't see anything." And you guys had to get that thing moving.
Yeah. So you're right. He's not going to venture far from the phone. With the lack of time that you have to do it. So you just got to be on point all the time, and just a little different dynamic, which is there's a lot of those that we have to deal with this year.
Bob, we used to call the second game of the season, maybe we still do, Tony Gwynn opening day, because Tony said, he loved opening day, but the second day was his real opening day when, the fans, the pomp, it all goes away and it's just the diehards. Now, I don't think it's going to look like that anymore at Petco Park. I think day two is going to look a lot like day one.
It will.
In terms of the crowds and everything, but it is more of a rhythm. Nick Martinez, I'd imagine, going to get amped up. We know he always gets amped up getting out there as well, but it's not going to be that big of a change, I would think.
Yeah, you just, day two, you get into your routines, your daily routines and your preparation and getting ready. It gets thrown out of kilter a little bit at an opening day because you're out there for introductions earlier and everybody has a routine. So it's, one of the great things in baseball that guys insulate with their routines. And I think that's what Tony was probably talking about is, it starts on day two when, there's 161 left and, that's just the way you go about it. So, opening day, obviously everybody has nerves and you want to get off, you make a good impression, it's going to be a sold out place, which probably for us is going to be a lot, but Just a little disappointing we didn't do it, but we have to move on to today.
That Xander Bogaerts, Bob, certainly made quite an impression yesterday in his first game as a San Diego Padre. And really, I think like anybody you sign, people will say, well, I don't know why we needed him when we have him. And man, he just looks like a professional hitter up there, gives you a great AB. I mean, even in the pouring rain, he's shaking his helmet to get the rain off, out of his eyes, and up there ripping doubles last night. What did you see from him?
Yeah, I mean, terrific players. So, and it's always nice to get off to a good start right away in front of the home crowd, because, the new guys, they don't know as much about. And when you roll out there and get 3 hits right away, it certainly gives the fans an opportunity to see what his skill set looks like. And there's a lot to like about Xander Bogaerts. So I know he's excited about getting a chance to lead off tonight. He may be versatile where he gets in the lineup. Once we get Tatis back, we'll probably have a little bit more of a set lineup, right, left, but a little different tonight. And I know he's excited about getting a chance to lead off.
Last question for me. Darvish, I heard he threw yesterday. Is he on track to make a start at the end of the rotation here? And anything new on Joe and his comeback here?
Yeah, Joe's going to throw in Arizona on Saturday. So that's kind of the start of his process. And you got up to about 80 pitches yesterday in 5 innings. That was good that he got those ups and, puts him on target for his next, which would be game 6 is what we have forecast for him. We'll see how he's doing today when he gets there, but I'm glad that he got as many pitches as he did in. And, how Darvish is. He likes to be out there as long as he can. So it was good to get him those type of reps.
Bob, well, we appreciate it. As always, Management Report is enjoyable. I'm sure we'll chat with you again soon. Good luck tonight, the rest of the series, and thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Enjoyed it.